What's going on, guys? So glad you could be here for another episode of Dear Young Preacher. You look good, and I'm so glad you could join us today. The other day, and really when I say the other day, I mean like a few years ago, and it just came back to mind. But I'm gonna just say the other day, I was watching a movie called We're the Millers. I don't know if any of you have seen The Room. I almost did raise your hands if you've seen The Room. I know I'm not preaching right now. I'm sorry. But I was watching a movie called We're the Millers. And in We're the Millers, there's this one dude who has this tattoo across his chest, and it says, "No regrets." Um, but if you look at the tattoo, regrets is spelled Ragrets. No regrets. So the tattoo is spelled wrong. I don't know about any of you guys, but have you ever felt like you've made this mistake? Have you ever wished you could go back and change something? Or you wish you gave your all in this one thing? I know last week we talked about earning your sleep. Have you ever felt like you wish you could go back and give your all? Today we're talking about the simple concept living with no regrets. Roll intro. Welcome back, young preacher. So glad you stayed past the intro and you're still watching. As we said in the intro, today we're talking about no regret. To be honest with you, there's always regrets that we might carry around and walk around with. And I have one personally as well. I remember working with some, dudes who wanted to be young preachers in high school over the summer. These dudes were on fire. They were going in, and in that moment I began to wish that I could have went back to high school, and I had this regret about not giving my all while in high school. And so I feel like for me in high school, people didn't really know I was saved till like junior or senior year because I started posting videos of me preaching. People were like, "Oh, wait, Benji, you're a Christian?" You just didn't say anything or let us know. So I had this real regret about, not doing enough back then. And for a lot of us, we have those regrets where we're like, "Oh man, I wish I gave it my all. I wish I did what I was supposed to do." I know there's a difference between reflection and remaining. And so we reflect on what we've done wrong, but remaining in the past and having all of these regrets leaves you there. And so I have just a few tips for you guys today. Number one, live on purpose. When you make a mistake, own up to it. When you do something wrong, own up to it, but always work so that you're bettering yourself. Number two, you have to live in a way where you know you gave it your all. You have to fully know, like we said last week, you got to earn your sleep. You got to fully commit and fully have this understanding that I gave 100% of myself. One of my favorite quotes comes from Bishop T.D. Jakes, and it says, "You need to study yourself full, think yourself clear, pray yourself hot, and let yourself go." Wherever you go, whatever you do, you have to give 100% of yourself. And so when it comes to writing sermons, I'm going to do all that I can do. When it comes to living this life, I'm going to live as if I'm present, and I'm not going to remain in the past. I'm going to stay focused and stay on that goal that I have. Number three, the third way or the third reason to live with no regrets is to take risks. You have to live with initiative. You have to take risks. It's not enough to just stay in the safe zone, because oftentimes when we play it safe, then we look back in retrospect and say, "Oh, I wish I could have tried that one. I wish I could have done that thing differently. I wish I could have given my all to do this thing." When you take risks, you're laying it all out on the line. So taking risks means, yeah, you're open to failure, but it also means you're open to some amazing potentials. Think of all of the preachers, all of the mentors, the leaders that you know who have taken risks. In fact, they've taken risks on you because you know deep down in yourself all of the mistakes and things that you could have done. But if you don't take the risk, then you can't reap the harvest. And so if you're only playing it safe, you're going to look back and wish I did that differently. Wish I could go back and give it my all. Wish I could go back and change that thing. But the goal is that you wouldn't live with regrets. When you live on purpose, live in a way where you give your all and you take risks, I'm sure that's a way to live a life with no regrets. What's going on, guys? So glad you got to hear that video on living life with no regrets. Oftentimes, regrets bind us down and stop us from moving. And so I really hope that you felt liberated after hearing that message. Like, comment, subscribe below. I really think that's an important conversation. As someone who's had their own regrets in life, but not trying to get bogged down and tied down by those regrets. I really hope it means something to you. It changes your perspective on some things. Grace and peace.